Hi guys, welcome back to the Funky Evolution Party. I hope by now you're really starting to get yourselves all fit and ready for this party. Today I thought I would cover something that was actually really, how do you put this? Like, I'm going to give you this example. A bird, right? Have you ever seen a bird trying to fly with one wing? Doesn't get very far. In order to fly and get off the ground, you're going to need both your wings. And this is where I come into the left wing, right wing bullshit. Where basically yesterday I read an article on the German Chancellor, Angela Merkel, and the fact that she was had a photo taken with the Communist Party at the age of 17 years old. Of course, she was planning the 2020 takeover back then. And you have all these right wings going up in the air about it, and it's like, hey, hold up. We've seen already that we never decided where we were born, what cultures we were born into, what families we were born into, what education system we were born into. We didn't get any of these choices. It's only as we are now apparent adults and can then move into other destinations that we are actually able to break out of these cycles. Now, I want to pose a question to you. If everything was just right wing, would we have any democratic system today? Would you have freedom of speech? Would we even have the internet? I don't know. Would we have the right to vote? Would we have any rights whatsoever? Because, not being funny, we have seen what extremism on either side of the fence can do, and it's not pretty. And I'm not saying communist systems are great, or it's not about that. This is about everybody doing their bit. So, you master you, I master me. Together we create a society. And we're in 2020 now. Again, going back, they call her Thatcher the milk snatcher because the Conservative parties decided to take milk away from children over 7. Is that really fair? So she can sit in her office and have lunches and wine and dine and catch her trains and get all her expenses paid while kids don't get milk. They also recently rejected to provide meals over the school holidays. Now, get this is a democratic government. 261 people voted out of 322 voted against giving kids lunch during holidays. So we're in the midst of a global pandemic. People can't afford, a lot of jobs have been just made, you can't go to work, so no one's earning money. Then your rents are extortionate, as spoken about yesterday, and now you're not even going to give kids a free lunch. Okay, so this right wing that everybody is so caught up in, or the left wing, and we need to start looking at how now, with 2,000 years worth of information at our fingertips, i.e., we know what happened in Rome, we know what happened in Egypt, we've seen slavery over and over and over and over again. We've seen people fighting for the rights that we have today. I would not be sitting here today if it wasn't for the suffragettes, if it wasn't for all those people that went to the streets and really fought for their rights. Now, I'm going to ask you, are we going to remain in this blindfolded system where we trust opinions over facts and fiction, over facts? So, I don't know, the best way to do this is in terms of looking at who we are as individuals, and then what would our lives be like if we didn't have any freedom of speech or any of these things. Do you really want to go back to those days? personally, we're starting to, with the censorships and with the this and with the that, and who we're actually trusting with the information. And it's time for us to start looking from a very educated, very logical perspective and understand that you can't fly one winged. You need them both. And personally, we need to just shut up and accept our preferences, not differences, because yes, you might be extremely conservative and want to wear a button-up shirt. That's your prerogative. I might be the opposite and want to do whatever. That's mine. But the idea is that everybody is equal. We are all born into alienation, and in order to start transforming that system, rather than waste all this time fighting, like I swear to God, with the people marching in the streets over this German chancellor woman, and if you just gave like them a set of power drills and some wood and some, they could have built like 25 allotments in that amount of time. And like, the power is in numbers, yes, but what are we doing with this time? Seriously, realistically, think about it. With all the fighting that we do over our preferences, we could have done some really cool stuff, and as civilizations we could have progressed so far, but we spend so much time fighting rather than just shutting up and getting on with it. So this is really a, let's be realistic here and understand that everything is a balance and not a battle. You need the right, you need the left, but we need some intelligent people who can understand that through, obviously, every system is easily corrupted, and it's how we start to minimize that corruption. And also look at our future generations. What are they going to be born into? Do we really want censorship? Do we really want all of these things where information is just fed to you in small pieces, and then, I'm right and you're left? No. We are all human, and include all the animals that rely on us to be smart. Let's start looking at how we're going to balance a democratic system with maybe a bit of this and a bit of that, because if she did have a bit of influence from the communists, at least she didn't take milk away from kids, and they're not taking away lunch from disadvantaged children. Think about that. Think about what you're fighting for, and is that really what you want everyone to be growing up into? A system that is robbing you, that is treating you like a slave, that gives nothing back to you or the environment? I don't think so. I do believe that the alien nation needs to come together. And in 2020, we are educated enough to understand that there is a balance. And through that balance is where we're going to start to progress. Because with all this fighting over stupid stuff, I'm sorry, but this is just like mind-blowing stupidity. My perspective. And we could actually be so far advanced if we didn't, oh, he's wearing a dress, oh, and this. The amount of people that waste so much energy on this stupid nonsense, we could have already produced so many community spaces and so many things. So if we came together and did it smart, we would be progressing rather than regressing. So please like, share, and get the message out there. You can't fly one-winged. You need them both. So let's start looking at collating that information of the past, what didn't work, what did work, and how we can actually start to bring the system together rather than it remain like that. So cheers. Thank you very much, and